The Next Generation is Star Trek's most binge-worthy show, but only if you follow one rule. There's something undeniably magical about Star Trek, The Next Generation. Even decades after it first aired, TNG has retained a special place in the hearts of sci-fi fans. Yet, despite its reputation as one of the franchise's most iconic entries, it isn't a show you can always jump into casually. Unlike the original series, which thrives on episodic charm, TNG demands attention, but not in the way you might expect. Its binge-worthiness hinges entirely on following one crucial rule: watch it in order. Skip that rule, and you're in for a frustrating, disjointed experience. Embrace it, and you'll discover why TNG is arguably the most addictive Star Trek series of all time. First, let's talk about pacing. TNG is famously deliberate. The first season, in particular, is slow to find its footing, introducing the Enterprise D crew with a cautious, methodical hand. Characters like Picard, Riker, and Data need time to breathe, and the show takes its time exploring philosophical dilemmas, futuristic technology, and the occasional moral quandary. Watching TNG out of sequence can make this pacing feel sluggish, because context matters. When you watch episodes in order, small character beats, Data's struggle to understand humor, Picard's diplomatic finesse, Worf's search for honor, build naturally, creating a sense of progression that is easy to miss if you skip around. The second reason order is essential is the subtler, serialized threads that wind through the series. While TNG is technically episodic, many storylines slowly evolve over multiple seasons. Take, for instance, the Ferengi. Their initial appearances are comedic, almost one-dimensional, but by the time you reach episodes like The Last Outpost and later, The Perfect Mate, their culture and motivations are fleshed out. Characters like Guinan, introduced early in Season 2, develop complex relationships with Picard over time. Watching these episodes out of order erases the buildup, leaving the audience confused when a seemingly throwaway character suddenly feels pivotal. Even recurring technological themes, like the introduction of the holodeck or the gradual evolution of the Borg threat, are best experienced chronologically. These moments are subtle rewards for patient viewers, small narrative payoffs that feel earned only if you've been paying attention all along. Another reason watching in order matters is the evolution of the show's tone and storytelling ambition. Early TNG leaned heavily into morality plays and alien of the week scenarios. But as the series matured, it became more daring, tackling complex issues like artificial intelligence in The Measure of a Man, civil rights in The Drumhead, and existential dilemmas in The Inner Light. Jumping into later seasons without context diminishes the impact of these episodes. Picard's authority, the crew's camaraderie, and the Enterprise's place in the galaxy all feel more earned when you see the progression from the tentative early days of exploration to the confident mastery of diplomacy and adventure in later seasons. Let's not forget the sheer joy of binging the relationships. The interpersonal dynamics aboard the Enterprise D are subtle, sometimes almost painfully understated, but they grow richer over time. Riker and Troy's romance, Geordi and Data's friendship, Worf's struggle with Klingon identity, all of these relationships evolve slowly, and episodes often build on past interactions in nuanced ways. Watch them out of order, and Riker's flirtations or Data's humor attempts might seem random or even jarring. Watch them sequentially, and you'll experience a tapestry of relationships that feels alive and dynamic, drawing you in episode after episode. Humor also thrives in order. TNG has moments of lightness that reward long-term viewers. Data's attempts to understand jokes, Picard's dry wit, Worf's awkward social encounters. These are small running gags and character traits that pay off in later episodes. Binge the show randomly, and the humor often falls flat. Watch it sequentially, and the payoff feels like a secret handshake with the show. You understand the inside jokes, the foreshadowing, and the carefully crafted punchlines. Finally, the emotional resonance of TNG is strongest when experienced as a continuous journey. The show isn't afraid to tackle loss, moral compromise, or the loneliness of command. Episodes like The Best of Both Worlds hit harder when you've grown attached to Picard and the crew, understood their quirks and failures, and seen their relationships deepen over years. Binge TNG out of order, and the emotional impact is diluted. Sequential viewing transforms individual episodes from standalone stories into a rich, interconnected saga that makes the series compulsively watchable. So, what's the takeaway? If you want to experience TNG at its binge-worthy best, watch it in order, from Season 1 through Season 7. Skip this rule, and you risk frustration, confusion, and the loss of